Okay, well, we're at the filtering stage now, the final rundown to the bottling. This is a brew that I did earlier. I mentioned when I put them on the cold table that I would be doing a brew that was exactly the same, 16%, but this is not blackberry 40, it's blackberry 31, and I did this about 3 weeks earlier. Now this is settled. I hold it up to the light, I can see through it, which is lovely, that's nice. Now we're going to start filtering it. Now this is a filter, as you'll need to buy one of these, they're essential. That's a filter thing. And we get a pad. I use Harris filters, premium grade, they're the best quality. Not cheap, that'll cost you £8 for 5. But one pad should clear all that. Maximum 2 pads will clear all that. But it is essential so you don't get the lees in. You don't want the foul stuff in there. So I'll show you how we're going with that. Take one pad and we build this together like that. There's the filter pad going in. And that goes on top, tighten it down. And this is a final tightener, like that. Now I put a little drop of water in. You won't be able to see that, but I put a little drop of water in just to soften up the filter. Just to soften it up. You don't have to do that, but I do. And then that's that. Now we've taken the stopper out. We put this into there to filter it. So we pop that in. It's 1 inch from the bottom, so we don't get all the lees in, the sediment. And then what we have to do is we have to place our finger on the bottom of that to prevent any air escaping anywhere other than through this tube. And then we have to really suck. It's quite pleasant because you'll get a taste of the wine. But we suck on that. You can see that the wine's coming down now into that. Keep your finger on there until all the air comes up here. You see all the bubbles coming up, coming up, coming up. As soon as it overflows, we put the stopper in like that, and then we pick our finger off and it goes into that spare demijohn. Double check where your pipe is, 1 inch from the bottom, and we leave that now until that's full. And then I'll show you the sediment in the bottom that was left after all the last of the carbon dioxide came out through the breathers. Okay, so we can't do much more then until that is now full. So we switch to the bottle thing. I'll just briefly show you here. All these bottles I've prepared, I've taken all the labels off these bottles. It takes a while, but all I do is I put them in hot water like this. Just submerge them in hot water, take the label off with a knife like that, empty it out, swill it out. They've all been sterilised, these bottles, but just swill that out with cold water. There's another one here, that label's a little bit more sticky, but persevere, hot water. If it's a bit sticky, we'll just put some more even hotter in there, and it will come off eventually. So you'll see that. Now, as I say, most of the bottles that you get now from the pub, or the supermarket, the cheaper bottles, they're all screw caps. It's very rare you'll get cork ones unless you spend a lot of money on the nice, good quality reds. But what I will do is, I will show you how to cork and seal this was a quality red. And I'll cork it and seal it and put a nice label and show you, so you can impress your friends if you want, have a dinner party and put that on rather than one of those. So I'll show you how that goes on later on, and how we can go about that. So we'll leave it at that until this is now filled, which will take a little while. I'm not going to do all of it because you'll get the idea of what's happening without me doing all of it. I'll just bottle it, we'll have a taste of it and see how it comes out. Cross our fingers, it's a good one. We'll have a taste and see how we go, and then from start to finish, 6-7 weeks and you've got a nice bottle of wine. And most of it will be ready for Christmas, hopefully, and then right through the 12 months. 3 or 4 bottles a week for you and friends. And remember, it is just for you. You cannot sell it. You'd be in big trouble with customs and excise if you try and sell it. So keep it strictly for yourselves and your friends. drink it at home, and you'll be fine. So we'll leave it at that, and then come back to the bottling when that is filled. Okay, filter that into our other demijohn. There's a little bit of sediment on the bottom. Not too bad actually. I think we got the bulk of it out in the bucket. So that was good. And it's filtered down now. So what we do is we put this now into a jug and fill these bottles. There's 6 there to fill. So a jug, usually nearly a full jug, will fill 1 bottle. So we put that in there, fill it up. But before we put the cap on, we have to have a little taste. So I've got to have a little taste now. Cross your fingers. Looks quite nice, quite clear, quite pleasant, that one. Have a little, smells good. Oh, that's nice. It's going to be strong. Oh, there's a lovely hint of fruit there. I think the citrus has come through that. I don't get carried away. I'll never get all bottled. So we'll carry on filling those up, and then what I'll do is I'll just finish filling that one up, and then I'm going to switch to the corked one. Just finish filling that up, so we don't knock it over. There we are, up to the top of the neck there. Fill that one up. That is now ready for labelling. A nice clear bottle. You can't see it really, but it's not bad. And what we do is we use dark bottles, because if you use the clear bottles, the actual sunlight can affect the colour of red wines. So always use dark bottles, green or brown or whatever. And that's why we use dark bottles. Sunlight affects the colour and makes it fade. It doesn't affect white wine like that. So, right, now then what I'm going to do here, this is the quality wine bottle that's been corked. I'm going to show you what we do here with this one. We'll fill that one up first. We'll fill it up first and then show you the process. I'm going to move that out of the way. Fill it up. This is a darker bottle, so I have to be careful it doesn't overflow. Coming up, coming up. A little bit more in there. That's good. Rest of that. Perfect. Now then we're going to cork that. What I've done is I've had a cork soaking in this boiling water. So obviously you need something to get it out. So in there, get the cork out. So it's nice and soft. Now this is a corking machine. You can pick these up very cheap. Put your cork in there, squeeze it tight like that so all the moisture comes out. Pop it on the top, push it down. I'm being careful not to actually knock your bottle over. So that's nearly gone in. You can push the rest of it in with your thumb like that, so it's all the way in. The tighter the better. You don't want the vinegar flies in. Now what we do is we set the kettle off again and we put a sealer cap on it. These are sealer caps, make it look professional. Take one of those, put it on there, and you put it on with the steam. Pop that out of the way, these out of the way. Put it on with the steam. Be careful not to scald yourself. And that will seal. The steam will seal it tight, make it look professional. Be very careful you don't scald yourself with this. It's easy done. There we are. Now that's tight, as you can see. It's a nice professional looking job. We need to dry that off. There we go. Dry that off. And we pop our label on. I've already made one label out. That's the Zoot Cave wine. That's my handle. Blackberry, September 2020. It's 16%. It's a hedgerow wine. And what we do is we peel that off. Make it look a professional bottle to impress your friends at dinner. Pop that on. Try and avoid the seam. And pop that on there. And there we are. A semi-professional bottle of wine. So it does look, if it wasn't for the artificial label, it would actually look very, very good. In fact, in the past, what I have done is I've made what I used to call cheating label wine. If you got a wine snob, I used to put the blackberry into a quality red bottle, leave the label on, seal it like that, and then offer a drink to this guy. And he would, whatever comment he came out with, he wouldn't know it was blackberry wine. He'd say, oh, yes, it's got a wonderful bouquet, that's a quality wine. And it's cost you £1 to make. So, okay guys, well, that's the end of the video. I hope you found it a little bit informative, entertaining, and fun too. Try to take your mind off a little bit off the COVID problem. So I would suggest, if you're not in lockdown or self-isolating, get out in the countryside. I can't think of anywhere better to social distance than walking the lanes and the fields, picking your fruit, coming home, making your own wine, entertaining your friends. It's been an adventure for me, and I hope it's distracted your mind for a little while. I hope that you do have a go, some of you anyway. I want to thank Geraldine very much. Geraldine's doing the filming. Thank you, Geraldine, helping with the picking and the actual filming. You will enjoy the fruits of your labour. So I'll drink your health, say cheerio, and I think we'll finish the bottling and then get a full glass of this and sit in the sun outside and look at the sea. So cheers, everyone. Bye.